Hey guys, Anna here. Welcome to today's video and welcome to another speed build. Today we are in the world of San Sequoia and we are building our another pack restricted build. So we're moving on to growing together. So San Sequoia is the world that came with growing together, and we are on the lot that is, I'm trying to think, is it the Robles lot? Family home lot? I don't know. It's in the world that has the rec center. So it's that section of the world. And I thought that I really wanted to build a more of a modern home. So I was on Pinterest and I saw a inspiration of the outline of this build. And I just thought I would make it my own. I have altered a little bit of the sizing just because in The Sims things are, we have a grid system, so we can't always 100% mimic what we see in real life or online. Anyway, so this is basically what we would call a shell of the build. So you have some platformed roofs, you have just some kind of like a sheet metal roof. And I like it. It's kind of like modern builds are always interesting to me. The funkier they look, the better to me, the more realistic, as opposed to like a family home that, maybe like a craftsman style or whatnot. So speaking a little bit more about growing together, we definitely got two distinct styles of build. So we did get the craftsman style, the family homes and whatnot, and then we got these more modern looking homes and the modern assets. So those big large windows that you see. Interesting enough, the other windows that I've used in this build are actually base game. They're not growing together. I did find the growing together modern windows a little bit hard to use depending on the wall height that you select and the positioning and also the shape of your builds. It makes it a little bit harder to use. All right, so we're moving into the floor plan. So this home is I believe, going off the top of my head, I want to say it's a 5x2, 5x3. 5x3. Let's lock in a 5x3. Seeing I've been just doing a lot of those lately. I aim to do a smaller build and then all of a sudden it just becomes so much bigger. This is the upstairs. So we have a bedroom here. Oh no, is this? Yeah, this is a child's room, I think. We then have a teen's room, a bathroom in between, and then another teen's room. And then we have an infant's room. And then the master bedroom downstairs. Yep, so that makes it a 5x3. So I was right. And at this point, we are just adjusting the windows and adjusting the exterior because I wanted to make sure I had enough room. And I really struggled with the sizing of bathrooms in this build. They just came across as a little bit too big. This front room down here is actually the master bedroom. So you have a master bedroom, the main bathroom, and then you have a study. And then you have a long section which has your kitchen, dining, and living, which I've been doing that kind of setup a lot recently. You would have seen that setup in last week's horse ranch builds, in the larger rustic build, which is live on the channel now if you'd like to watch. I really enjoyed that build. And that build, again, had a little bit of issues with spacing as well. And I don't know, Now, another thing I've been doing that you've probably been seeing if you've been keeping up with the channel is I use a lot of placement furniture and I just kind of keep it. So sometimes I just lay out some furniture and I might just change the swatch. That's kind of what we've done here. So this is your living room, and then I've already done the majority of the kitchen, which we'll see in a second. And then there's just a dining table on the opposite side. Growing together. So I wanted to obviously make sure I used as much of the assets as I could, as this is the larger build. But for this week, normally I would do like a large build and then like a starter home or a smaller build. The other build that we have for growing together, which is a family, it's very much a craftsman style type home, and we actually do that on the starter lot, the 4-bedroom starter lot that came with this pack. So I think it's Hopewell Hills or something, that neighborhood. And I believe, off the top of my head, I could be wrong, I have a feeling that is a 3x2. So it's not a massive home. It's more of a medium-sized home, but it's definitely not a starter home, because I wanted to build those two distinct styles. And yeah, I hadn't built a modern build in a while. The last modern build that I did kind of in my own time, and yeah, that was using all of the packs, and I'm very excited to go back to using all of the packs. It's but we are locked in. We are we're growing together, so that means next week we have high school years. So that's very exciting, and I think that with high school years, it would be a disservice if I didn't do a high school. So next week's builds, we will have a high school and a family home, which I'm just planning now. And I'm really trying to, spoiler alert, but I'm just trying to lean very much into the Art Deco style that came with that pack. So that should be fun. So that will be next week's builds. We are now into the study, and I don't know. It's interesting because some of the furniture that's more modern is definitely used for the rec center for this pack. So some of the chairs and some of the tables, they look very much like recreational, like for a community lot, but they're modern, so I use them. This is the downstairs bathroom. I didn't use the shower tub combo that comes with Growing Together, which in my opinion is like one of the most standout items. I use it in nearly every build because I had such a massive bathroom. So I wanted to separate the shower to the tub, and that way I could utilize the space more. But we do use the shower tub combo in the upstairs bathroom, or bathrooms potentially. All right, so this is the master bedroom. So we only got one double bed with Growing Together, and it's this bed here. It's okay. I don't mind it. It's, again, the energy rating is not that great on it, so I don't necessarily use it when I play in games. So sometimes, like how I furnish a home and what I would, if I was then to play in that house, I actually delete a whole pile of furniture and then just redesign it. And I'm sure other people do the same thing. So this build is available right now on my gallery. So at Antoinette44, description details are in the description below if you'd like to look. But if you do download this build or any of my builds, feel free to just pull them apart. Strip them down to a shell and recreate something. So anyway, again, as I mentioned in last week's builds, I tend to get a color theme going with the bedrooms. I find it helps me furnish them. So that was more of an orange theme. And this was me off camera trying to decide what to do with this space. So I kind of semi-created these areas. So we've got like a little artsy corner, and then with a desk, and then we've got like a gaming table and the bookshelves just for a seating area. The door that goes into is the upstairs, one of the upstairs bathrooms. And we are just moving into the girls' room. So these are child's rooms. So we've got a twin room here. So this is definitely a house where you could fit full 8 Sims. You could have a grandparent in the spare bedroom or the second larger room and a teen. And then the parents downstairs, and then the 2 girls up here with the nursery. So you definitely could fit a full, multiple generations and whatnot. So this was an interesting room. I just wanted to basically open up the pack and be like, what does Growing Together come with? What can I put in there? What's in the debug menu? What's going to be useful? And I think I did all right. The beds are really cool because this print did come on a rug with the base game update at the time. So there was a rug. So we had matching prints. And I really liked the curtains in this pack. So yeah, let's go over some standout items. So standout items, of course, what I mentioned, that shower tub combo. All the gameplay items, the tree house, the bikes, the splash pads, the what else did I really like from Growing Together? I really like the couches, both couches and lounges that came with the pack. The mirrors are quite nice. This is the modern one, but the more traditional mirror is my favorite. And yeah, they're the standout kind of items for me. The letdown is clearly the plants. You get this one really modern plant, and then the plant that I put in the corner of this room, it's so big and it's very difficult to use. And all the plants kind of run fairly modern. And I just wish that we would have gotten a little bit more of a non-modern styled plant. I think that would have been really well needed in this pack. I love the big mirror, and I didn't have anything to do above that wall, so I just put in a mirror. So this is the second kind of larger room. So you could use it for a teen, you could use it for a grandparent, you could use it for an auntie, an additional family member. So I really liked this room because I got to use that base game wardrobe. I never get to use this, and that kind of mint color perfectly matched the mint pillows on the bedspread. So I was really excited about that, and this is just kind of like a mint and orange themed room, and I just kept it very basic in here. This one's actually a very well-sized room. So yeah, I was very happy with that. I've got the rocking chair to kind of imply if you did have a grandparent. There's that mirror that I was talking about that I really like. And I just put a computer, I think, in both of the older rooms, the larger rooms, yeah. And a digital sketch pad just because I'm trying to put skill building into the build. All right, so we are into the infant's room. Now, it's interesting because when I was building this, I was like, oh yeah, child's room. But then I remembered Growing Together was such a big pack regarding these infants and babies and whatnot. So I was like, nope, I have to kind of fit this in. So I decided to make this an infant's room, and also in Thursday's build where we go into I think it's the 3x2 bedroom home, we also have an infant's room there. All right, we are moving outside. As I said, I've placed a whole bunch of furniture because we had quite a lot of space out here, and I didn't know what to do with all of this room. So I kind of thought, let's put the splash pad in here. I initially was going to do a pool, but with I don't know, sometimes I feel with modern builds, the hot tub is a little bit more appropriate. It feels like it's a little bit more in place with that. So I thought, let's use the splash pads. And actually in gameplay, it's very useful to have your own splash pads on your lot because of the child aspirations and whatnot. So I think it's incredibly useful. And then, as I said, for gameplay, you've got, well, technically a teen that would have been a child at one stage, and then you've got the two child sims, and then you've got an infant that will eventually grow up. So tons of use of that space. So I put in a play, like the Space Explorer play gym. You've got the splash pad. You've got some swing set. That swing set in particular became with the bonus content for Growing Together, and I actually use it all the time. I think it's a really cute swing set. It's one of my favorites. These benches were part of the rec center type furniture, but we have used it, and I love the little slide. The little slide is also part of that bonus content that came with the pack. And we are now moving in to landscaping. So landscaping is extremely simple. I don't really landscape a lot for modern builds. I feel that it's less is more kind of a situation when it comes to modern builds. So we have a little bit of a garden area. We have some shrubs, and I've used a cluster of pine trees at the front of the build. And that's it really. Some ferns. And we've got a couple of bikes at the front of the build. We will then extend the path and put the letterbox and the bin, and that's it. So around the back you did see we'll see it in the tour as well, but you've got the hot tub, and you've got some gardening as well, some extra skill building. And yeah, that big tree that I've placed is lovely, and it looks lovely from the front, but on the gallery, it hides the whole build. So if you're on the gallery and you can't see the inside of this build, I am so sorry. All right, so we are now live in game, and we are just going to go through the tour. So we head through the front. This is our little entryway, just very simple. I like how much light comes into that entryway. We then head into the master bedroom and then into what is the main bathroom, but also the ensuite. I have tacked on a door there. So that's a very spacious bathroom. And then we go into the office. Quite nice in there. And then into the main living area. So you've got the dining room, and then you've got the kitchen, a smallish kitchen, and the living room. Lots of purple in this section. And then we go to the outside set. You've got a little bit of that outside patio there. And then upstairs, very kid-friendly, very colourful. There's that one bathroom. So I've got the potty for the when they're a toddler. You then go into the infants' room, the girls' room, very pink, very colourful. Into a teens' room. And I used a goldfish in here because I needed to clutter up the space. The second bathroom, and we have that additional bedroom, which could be used for whatever. We then move outside and we have the hot tub and the garden area. We have like a little eating area. We have the splash pad. We have the tree house and all of the fun stuff. And we are changing the lighting, and that is today's build. So if you've watched till now, thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and be sure to check out Thursday's build where we build a craftsman's home. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.